A small group today. I love how Zoom now lets you know when
I
we're.
know.
It's so neat. So today we'll be chatting about selling in today's environment that has to be different now. Consumers' habits, needs, and wants have changed, and how we approach our customers, we need to change with it as well. So we'll have 2 hours today chatting with David Cohen. He is the owner of David Cohen Group. We did an event back in February of 2020, back when we can actually see people in person without any masks. So it's great to have David back again and explain a little bit more about selling from businesses to consumers. And I'll let you take it over, David.
Thanks. I like to call that time BC. You have before Christ. This was before COVID. So, yeah. Anyway, really good to be here. I'm just going to get my screen ready to share. Good morning, everybody. Jules, I want to find out, about who's in the room here today. So, are you okay to introduce yourself and just say a quick hello and what you're up to?
Yes, I am a co-owner at Bewitch Beauty Studio. I couldn't be with my partner today just because I have our kids here now, which there. So we just opened a business last year in September. Like semi-permanent makeup, that kind of stuff. Downtown Belleville.
Okay. Well, welcome. You might want to turn up your volume a little. You're a little on the faint side. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. Oh,
And let's thank you, Jules. Welcome, and good luck with the venture. Christy, welcome to you. Do you want to just share about who you are, what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Christy Howden, and I am the marketing specialist for Nista Technologies located in Belleville, Ontario.
Oh, excellent.
Mhm.
Welcome. Good
Thank
morning to
you.
you. And
Good morning.
Peter up in Peterborough. Um, just are you okay to unmute and just share about?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good, David. Yeah. So, my name is Peter Malone. My company is PCM Global Sports Services. We're actually a sourcing company. We're supply chain specialists. So we would generally specialize in the working with inventors and small to medium companies, help them find products and develop supply chains. So selling is not something that we would traditionally do in the sense of selling products. But there is a shift in our sort of horizon, and we have opportunity to do that. So today, I just want to really start to get some sort of insight into selling methods and so on. Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome. You will. And Adam, who I do know, but Adam, do you want to just unmute and introduce yourself to the group? Welcome, man.
Sure. Good to see you, David.
You too.
Oh,
There you go. There. Now, good to see you.
uh, yeah. My name's Adam. I manage my own company, Quality Mental Health Interventions Training and Consulting. We do mental health training as well as helping companies to implement the psychological health and safety standard in their workplaces. And most recently, we've developed some online courses. And whether I like it or not, but it turns out that developing courses is awesome and fun, and you get to work with brilliant people. And selling them is horrible and terrible and awful. So it's a new skill set for me. So I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about it.
Oh, excellent. Welcome. Oh, Samantha's coming in. Um, so welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. And oh, there's two people in the waiting room, and Samantha and Eileen. So they're both joining us. So that's cool. Um, well, just wait for Samantha and Eileen to sort of come on. I think they're here. Yeah. And Brandy, welcome to you. And Eileen, welcome. Okay. I think we could get started now. And well, like before we do, just Samantha, just a real quick introduction. Say hi and what you're doing. Just unmute yourself if you can. No, you're good. Brandy, do you want to unmute and say hi?
Who? Who did you say?
Do you want to just unmute and say hi?
Oh, I think I'm unmuted.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What are you up
Okay.
to, Eileen? Or what's your business idea?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just want to hear more information about all this. I'm not really in much of a business.
Okay, well, welcome. I'm glad you're
Thank
here.
you.
And Brandy, are you okay to say a quick hello? Okay, and Samantha, I know she's not unmuting.
Hi,
Hi, Brandy.
everyone.
Good. What are you up to, Brandy?
This is Samantha.
Oh, Samantha, yeah. So
Yes, hi, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, and I'm here to learn, to boost my business skills, my sales skills as I am rerouting my business. So, yeah, I'm just here to gather information and to pick your brain, David, your magnificent, brilliant brain.
Careful. You might hit a hole or something. All right. Well, welcome to everybody. What a joy to be here this morning. So when I designed, this is brand new sort of material. When I designed this, it was a bit of a retail focus. So it'll encompass everything. So it's the key ways to boost your sales. We'll have a break. We'll have breakout rooms. So I want you to interact with everybody. And we have video. So this is I'm really glad to be working with Brianna and the Small Business Center in Belleville. They do a really good job of really helping the small business clients, and with consulting or training programs and events. So just kudos to them for really coming through this past year and a bit for the small business community, and that's my company there. A little bit about my background is I do have a background in training, and I've written a couple of books and used to do a radio show for small business. So I've got a big history in this kind of work. So what's on tap today? We're going to talk about some changes and challenges that we're facing in the sales game, especially this past 15 months or so. We'll look at case studies. We'll have some breakouts, steps to sales success. We'll talk about some resources that matter, future blueprints for yourself, and I'll also touch base on the EQSP approach to selling as well as the 7-step sales process. So we're going to just talk to get it started as we dive in. We're going to talk about the challenges that we're facing in business, whether you're in retail or online or direct business to business. One of the biggest challenges is customers have a lot of choice, right? And a lot of purchases are now made online, especially this past year. I don't know about you, but I get daily emails from Uber Eats and DoorDash and who else is delivering, right? Um, and then little things I've subscribed to. I'm getting a lot of messages in my email to attend classes and workshops and do all kinds of things online. So studies show that consumers still prefer to buy things in person at brick and mortar shops. I know a lot of the stores just opened this past weekend, and Brianna and I were talking just prior to coming on today. I mentioned I had to go to Canadian Tire yesterday, and for one thing, and I came out with 6 or 7 items. Why? Because I'm there and it's there and it's easy, right? So it's common for the customers to research your products online and only purchase in person. So you've got to see the online and mesh the two worlds together, right? And try and develop that online platform and turn your retail operation into both. So there should be a choice of online and retail, right? Challenge 2, technology can hurt or help your business. So business owners now have endless options for technology platforms that streamline and help scale their businesses up. The thing is, which one works for you, right? That's a big challenge. Challenge 3, Because of rapid changes in digital marketing, online marketing using social media, emails, um, ads, paid ads, Google ads, things like that. Modern businesses need to reach out to potential customers via several different channels. So that's not unlike how things were done just a few years ago. If you're an advertiser or business owner or retail location, you had to use several different um, marketing and advertising or media in order to get your message across, right? You'd buy print, you'd buy TV, radio, maybe you'd even do in store promotion, signage. All those things have to come together. Well, so really nothing's changed. What's changed is what's available to us as business owners. We have different media to use, and then now it's changed to a lot has gone to digital marketing, online marketing. So you have to be mindful of that and take that into account as you reach your client. So you want that multi-channel marketing to encompass several methods, maybe email, social media, paid ads, things like that. So you need to sort of explore again what's going to be the best way for me using technology to reach my customers, right? So what's the best methodology to reach my customers? And also keep in mind, like, how big do you want to be? If you don't want to be a big company, then maybe buying Facebook ads or paid ads on various sites isn't the thing to do. And you know what? That's okay. It's all right. So it's all good, right? Challenge 4. What is CEO, right? Or SEO? Sorry, CEO is the Chief Executive Officer. SEO is your search engine optimizations. Because what is CEO? Because I don't know. The effective use, again, you want to have an effective use of some of your digital marketing and make sure that your message, your website, your profiles on various social media channels that you might use, you want to make sure that that's getting some search engine optimization, that you're getting seen, you're getting ranked, right? So there's the keyword strategy, there's paid media that can help your SEO grow. There's actually, companies that charge you a fee to ensure that you get good search engine optimization, so that when somebody Googles you, up you come. So you might need to have a little help on this with a company that's proficient at it. And my view on this kind of marketing to get customers coming to you digitally, or even to come to your location or to meet with you, you have to make sure that you do your homework with companies that you're going to use to help you create your SEO strategy, right? And my view is, get do your homework on the company that's helping you. What's their track record? What does some of their other customers say about them? So just be mindful that if you want to get recognized in the sort of the digital ecosphere, you're going to need an SEO strategy, and you need to maybe bump it up, right? Challenge 5 in business today, especially if you're in retail or you're a service-based business, or because we're doing now business more using more technology in the past 15 months. um, Challenge 5 is to maintain your customer base in a sea of information and content, right? So I don't know if this is true for you, but I'm finding it so competitive, and there's so much noise and so much clutter that, to keep customers happy and build your brand loyalty, it's a challenge. So you need to really work on maintaining your customer base and connecting with them in a way that matters, to them, in a way that works for them. Now, just show of hands, or you can say yes in the chat, maybe yes in the chat. Have you ever subscribed to somebody you like in business, maybe you want to take one of their courses or something. And then the next thing you know, you're getting emailed like every day. Does that happen? Does that happen to anybody?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
Yes.
the chat.
Oh.
Yes, Jules says yes, of
Thank you.
course.
And I'm not wearing my mask either.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yes,
Thanks a lot.
you know that happens quite a bit, right? And so it's a bit challenging
Yeah, man.
to keep your customer base, right? And so you need to sort of ask your customers, you know. And what I find is when I get emailed like that, or somebody is always connecting with me or emailing me, what I find happens is oh, Peter, can you just mute? Is that okay?
Sorry, have I come off mute there?
Yep. Thanks, man. What I find happens is that you're getting these emails every day, and after a week or two, it's like, oh man, it's too much. So what I'm trying to suggest here is, yes, have that loyalty, but do so in a way where your customers are going to be happy. I'd even go so far as to ask, like, how much is too much, and how would you like us to stay in touch with you, right? So ask, and that's known as what's called permission marketing. How would you like us to stay in touch? How much is too much? Because what I find happens is, yeah, that course I took with this, you know, organization or company, great course, great content, really enjoyed it. What I don't like is getting something in my email box every day reminding me of the next course, right? Because it's just like, who's got time? And it gets a bit, you know, a little bit too much. Yeah, once a week, maybe 3 times a month. So, but ask permission of your clients or your customers. How much is too much? What would you like, right? And maybe they don't even want email. Maybe they want just a phone call, right? Or some sort of reminder. Challenge 6, retail has historically, and this could be for the service-based businesses that are here, has historically had high employee turnover rate, and this is still the case today. So one of the greatest challenges of a retail store is to keep a core of long-term staff. And even if you're like service or you're manufacturing something, you know, you really have to keep your staff engaged because the cost of losing and retraining is really super high. So just watch the employee turnover rate and work on retention, right? Retaining your customers. So we're going to do our first breakout room, and I'm going to have to recreate because I had 4 set up. So I'm going to have to modify it to 2. There we go. And yeah, we'll have a 4-minute discussion with a 60-second, actually, I'll do a 5-minute discussion with a 60-second countdown. And so I'm just warning you that we got breakout rooms ahead, and we're going to have a little bit of a discussion as a group. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is accept the invite. You'll see a note, and unmute and get involved in this discussion. So group 1, you're going to discuss some strategies to help you overcome the challenge of choice and choosing the right technology. So how can you overcome the challenge of choice in terms of the technology you're going to use to help market your company? Can you come up with 3 good marketing tactics that will have your customers or new customers choose you? And then now in terms of technology, what are 3 to 5 actions you can take to ensure you buy or choose the right technology for your business and its model, the business model, and your customers? So that's for group 1. So write that down if you go into group 1. And I think I could do 3 groups actually. So I'm just going to do 3 groups. Whoop. Excellent. Okay. So that's group 1. That's what you're going to just go up. Sorry, guys, I went too fast. All right, so we've got 3 groups. Group 2, I'm trigger happy. Group 2, you're going to talk about how you market to customers moving forward. What are 5 marketing advertising techniques that will work for your business model? And does SEO matter to you? If it does, how will you manage your SEO in a way that gets your business noticed? What are 3 action steps you'll take to do that? And then group 3, you're the next group. How you retain and maintain customers in this information age. What are 3 to 5 critical ideas that you can put into play to keep your customers engaged? And then if you're hiring, so we're all discussing these challenges we've just talked about. So if you're hiring or you want to hire down the road, you're going to hire for different needs, skills, talents to a point where you've got to be really clear on what you need and what you want in your business and what skills you need to help you succeed. What skills do you need people to bring in to help you succeed? So what are 3 action steps you'll take on to ensure that you're making the best hiring decision for your business? So that's group 3, okay? You can be more general if you want. And now I'm going to get you into the breakout room. So this is group 1, strategies to choose the right technology, 3 good marketing tactics to have customers or new customers choose you using, online technology or online marketing. And what are 3 to 5 actions that you can ensure that you're buying the right marketing promotion technology. So let's say you decide that maybe Google AdWords is good for me, right? Or maybe buying Facebook ads is good for me, or maybe I'll just stick to promoting myself on LinkedIn and joining groups and discussions. Maybe that's the way, right? So, and then group 2, how you're going to market to customers moving forward. What are some techniques? And then talk about SEO, why it matters to you, and what you'll do to enhance your SEO. And then group 3, how you're going to retain customers. What are 3 to 5 critical ideas you can put into play to keep your customers engaged and coming back? And then hiring. What are 3 action steps you're going to ensure to make the best hiring decision for your business down the road? Everybody got that? So now I'm going to break you into groups. I jumped a little too fast. And you'll have actually 4 minutes and a 60-second countdown timer. So unmute yourself, accept the group invite, and here we go. Now I'm opening the rooms.
Yeah, I'll try to put the video on. I'm on cellular data and
Are we in? We don't
Peter.
Yeah, you're here. So group 2, you know what you're talking about and everything, right? Hey, that's better, Peter.
Yeah, I'm trying to save a bit of cellular data. That's all. But
Yep.
there we go.
So
I may have Adam in the room.
Do we have video?
No.
So are you guys okay with what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's how will
Yes.
I'm Brandy. We're my wife and I are here together.
Yeah.
I'm Peter also though. So it's how will you market to customers moving forward? What are your 5 marketing advertising techniques that will work for you for your business model? And does SEO matter to you? And if it does, how will you manage your SEO? Seems like a lot to unwrap here in a 4-minute conversation.
2 minutes and 25-second conversation.
Exactly. Well, I guess since we have the floor, we'll how do we market to our customers moving forward? I mean, we just really try and be all over the platforms as far as like digitally.
it's not. Oh, hey, David, how are you?
Good. I'm just jumping in.
Absolutely. We were just talking about what we do to retain our customers and the different steps that we take. And I was telling Jules that we go through spurts of surveys and polls for our existing client base to let them know what we offer, but also to gauge what their needs are and how they're changing. So it works fairly well for us on top of the social media aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. I just did a survey too. I'm launching a new service and I want to find out first, is this worth my time and attention, right?
Absolutely. Market
Yeah.
research is
Yeah.
incredibly important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jules, anything that works for you?
I was actually just saying we're a fairly new business, right? Like we just opened up September 2020. So I was saying we do most of our stuff on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook groups, that kind of thing. And I do have like I collect mass emails and stuff from our website, and then I just send out ads that way and that kind of thing. But I do like the idea of the polls and surveys on the groups when thinking about adding new services to our studio.
Yeah. 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 That seems to work. And you can also do surveys using your social media. I just saw a nice survey on LinkedIn and I found it really informative, you know. I'll leave you to be. There's another 53 seconds. So
Okay, thank
see you
you.
back in the room soon. Hey, Luke. Nice to see you, man.
Through videos on Instagram.
All right. People are coming back. It's nice. I popped in on a couple.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I know.
Welcome back, everyone. So group one, do you want to just share what you came up with?
We didn't really get the chance to chat much. Well, we chatted, but we didn't really get to go through much of the questions.
Okay.
I just learned a little bit about, I believe this was Samantha, I think. Yeah, Samantha. And she's telling me about her business and finding a little information about her before we kind of went through any strategies for her, since I'm with the Small Business Center and kind of wanted to help someone else before trying to help herself.
Oh, beautiful.
So she is, I think I'm going to try not to butcher what she just said to me. More of a natural path kind of approach to healthy living. She has battled some own things on her end, so she's done this through herself, and now she wants to share her experience with others by doing the same things that she did with herself to improve her own self.
Excellent.
So I said, do you like writing? And she says, I love writing. I said, I think a blog would be a fabulous opportunity for you. You can share your experience and how it changed yourself, to let other people know, to engage people to come see you, to do the same thing that she experienced herself.
Yeah.
I hope I got that right, Samantha.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, in a nutshell. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks. Good work, group one. Group two, I know I dropped in on you, and I know I'm going to add another minute or two for the next breakout room. So what did you come up with in the time that we had?
We had so much extra time. We did all three questions and then a little brief biography of each of us. And then we did 2 minutes of mindful breathing. Yeah.
Okay. Didn't you go out and do some errands too and get gas?
Yeah, exactly. So Brandy and Peter were sort of our focus for this one, and they have a plus size clothing line. and they were talking about some of the challenges of they don't have their own storefront. So I guess other businesses carry their product, and but with COVID, people not able to get a full sense of the quality of the product they have because it's a higher priced item. That's been a challenge, but they've had great success on Instagram, which is a total mystery to me. So that was interesting to hear about, and I'd love to hear more about it. And that's I think in a nutshell, I think that's what we covered. But Peter or Brandy can certainly jump in.
Yeah, hearing you talk about it is great because you got our point across. Like we got our point across.
Succinctly.
Yeah, we don't have any stores that carry our clothing right now. We're strictly e-com, but that doesn't stop us from trying to pursue those brick and mortar stores, to get our product there, at least drop shipped from their website.
Yeah, excellent. And it's good that you're combining strategies. So you're still looking at the brick and mortar, which will still be here, and you're also looking at this new model of using Instagram. So I really like that, Peter.
Yeah, and there's an idea that we should contact all the local boutiques. We live in Manhattan and also a little place in Jersey, and finding like these boutiques and bringing like a pop-up shop to them, like on a Tuesday, of our luxury clothing. And we'd obviously target the zip codes of high income people.
Right. And Brianna, you could attest to this. One way to find out about where those people live is usually through your local economic development office, and they should have profiles of the various areas. We call them wards here in Ontario and Canada. So we have what's called ward profiles, or profiles of income, age ranges, languages spoken, education, how many people per household. But you can target those high income areas in your where you live, and tap into the local retail market.
And we feel like it's a win-win because we go in on a Tuesday or something like that to the boutique. We set it up. We bring our inventory. We do a rev split with the owner. It doesn't cost them anything, and it doesn't really cost us much of anything.
Yeah.
Well, it just costs us the effort of doing the research and making the phone calls.
Excellent. Good stuff. Good one. And group 3, I heard a bit of your discussion, and you want to just share real quick what you came up with? I know research was a big part of the game.
Absolutely. We were talking about retaining and maintaining customers. And right now, because we can't meet with them one-on-one, one of the strategies that we've been using is sending out surveys or polls to our clients to see what their business needs are at the moment and see if our solutions will fit their needs.
Wonderful.
So that's been quite successful for us.
All right. And did you get to hiring or not really?
Go ahead, Jules.
We did get to hiring, but both of us are pretty much not in the market to hire right now. So as for me and my partner, we're just a small business that just opened up, so we don't need to hire right now. When we do plan on hiring, we plan on going for students that just are looking for hours. Oh my God, there's a bug on me. Sorry, or just for coming out of the esthetician courses and doing it that way to be more. Staff,
Thanks, Jules. And thanks, Christy. Okay, good work. Let's move forward. So the key to sales success is that even though the way we buy and we're doing business is changing, like this new technological environment that we've kind of been thrust into since last year, even though business is changing, the keys to success aren't. I mean, you still, like what Christy just said and Jules discussed, you need to know your customer. And so research is really a critical point. You've got to get clear as to, hey, what matters to them? What do they want? How can we reach them, right? What do we say? What are we going to say in our messaging that's going to attract them? And how do they want us to engage with them on an ongoing basis? So you got to get close to your customer. even if you might be doing it more online, you still have to get close. And that's where surveys help and the research helps. You need to know your value, right? What do you do to help customers solve a problem or achieve a result? So it's really important to know what you bring to the table, right? Because the ultimate thing is benefits. The benefit of what you do sells, right? It's the other stuff tells the features or that tells, but benefits sell. People are always in the mindset of they're listening to a radio station called WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you need to know the power of your story and how it can attract customers. So I heard that actually. I heard that with Brianna and Samantha. Samantha has a story of a process she used to help her regain her health and vitality. And now that story, she can talk about, I was this and now I'm this. And that story can actually attract customers to her, right? So, Samantha, you need to maybe tell your story in various places. A blog is one, speaking, if you're okay to speak. Maybe you talk at, there's a lot of online women's networking groups still taking place. Maybe you go and you speak at one of those and you tell your story of transformation. And that people love those stories, right? You also need, whether you're online or not, you need to make the customer experience fabulous, right? What's the experience like? I know I've been on a website ordering things, and it's like, oh my God, CAPTCHA. I don't know what, and you have to figure out where the buses are on the pictures. And it's like, oh, you're making me work too hard. I don't want to work like that. So if and then you don't get it, and then you got to try again. I find by the third time I'm out and I'm never coming back. So you got to make the customer experience fabulous, whether you're brick and mortar or you're doing business online. And we may not maybe invest in locations right now or in retail space or business space. We may not be investing in retail displays, cash registers, or inventory, but we do need to invest a little bit more money in technology, the service, our people, ourselves for sure, thus you're here, and into our customers. So you have to really invest in those equally as much. So talking about investing, we're going to have you work on a case study. And this is a company out of New England that I really like. It's called Zane Cycles in New England. So I'm going to just show a little video. It's about 4 minutes, and it's Chris Zane, who owns Zane Cycles, and he's got a neighborhood bike store in in Connecticut, and he's doing really well. He went up against Walmart way back when they came to town and almost took him right out, and he went, no, we got to do things differently. So here you're going to see what this guy does differently, and it's all about the customer experience. So my volume's pretty up. You might want to turn yours up. Here's the video.
Hey everyone, I'm Antonio Neves, and this is Cool Runnings. You can buy a bicycle just about anywhere, but people shop at Zane Cycles here in Branford, Connecticut, because customers truly matter. Let's take a look at how this company reinvented the wheel.
Zane Cycles is a bicycle retail store, just like any bicycle retail store you've ever been in. But we look at our relationship with our customers very differently. We're all about the relationship we have with the customer. How about this? For everyone.
Chris Zane started his bike business at the age of 16. 5 years later, he opened his second location, and it almost put him out of business.
After the business failed, I looked at it and said, it's time to be in the customer service business rather than be in the selling stuff business.
What steps did you take to reinvent the company?
We started out with extended service warranties. We warranted everything we sold with a lifetime parts warranty. We added 90-day price protection, so if they bought it and they thought they could find it less somewhere else, they could go out and go around and reshop it. I say to people, buy it, keep it. If in 6 months or a year you're not finding it, you're using it, just bring it back. I'll give you money back.
What's the benefit to you as a business owner if I buy something from you and at any point I can return it?
By having a long-term relationship mentality and not having all these restrictions in the relationship, customers actually return less.
You provide something for them so they don't have that buyer's remorse.
We eliminate buyer's remorse entirely.
They help you, they guide you, and if you're not happy with something, you can bring it back.
I think we have 4 bikes that we bring back to get tuned up, and the expense of going somewhere where it's not included is a lot.
So Chris, how do you empower your team, your employees to make decisions?
Empowering employees is pretty simple. You just say, do what you think is right.
You guys write handwritten thank you notes for customers. Are there other things that you guys do to make your customers feel important?
Zane's shirts or Zane's hats or water bottles, just little things, always goes a long way.
And you give those things away for free?
Yes, always.
But at the other time is where the employees try to protect us. So they think the customer is unreasonable in their request. And that's where we have to retrain them to understand that every customer in our business has a $12,500 value. And so if something costs $50 to satisfy the customer and it seems unreasonable, it's really not unreasonable because I'd spend $50 to collect $12,500 all day long.
What is customer lifetime value?
Customer lifetime value, CLV, is the amount of money that any one customer will spend with your organization over their lifetime of purchases. And then we also have another side of our business, which we call special markets, which we supply bikes to organizations that give them away for free. So if you have a credit card and you get points and you pick a bike, it probably comes from me.
How do you ensure that you can treat a corporate client the same way you can treat a retail client who comes in your shop?
Well, because the foundation of our organization is this customer service focus, when we moved from just retail to a business-to-business environment, we decided that the foundation was going to continue forward.
So no one's just receiving a box with a whole bunch of instructions like step 1, step 2.
Well, that's how it used to be. They would just get the box, and if they weren't a mechanic, they could never get the bike put together. They'd have to go to a bike shop, pay $50 or $100 to have it built.
When you started this company 30 years ago, did this even seem possible?
Absolutely not. I mean, thank God for goal setting, because there would be no way that you could ever think that you're going to start off with a bike shop doing $56,000 a year and have it actually do about $56,000 a day.
Zane Cycles is set to earn $20 million in revenue in 2011. This company proves you can come out on top by reinventing your approach to serve customers for a lifetime. Zane Cycles, another cool runnings company. Stick around for more business innovation right here on Business on Main.
All right. What do you think? Comments?
I guess I'll comment.
Yeah, thanks.
I think every business is a customer service business.
Yeah.
Because without your customers, you're not in business. So
Yeah.
I think realizing that in any way, shape, or form is perfect. And that's customers are first, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. And unless they're really a PETA, and then you gotta, maybe address that or let them go. So yeah, he's totally taken on this whole approach of being totally about the customer. He's based in New England. He's the number one retailer of bikes. He supplies special market bikes. He's got that CLV approach. So that CLV approach means, you know how we get really sort of hamstrung on, I got to get the deal. I got to get the deal. What he's saying is, I'll give away 50 to get 12.5. He's looking at the lifetime value of a customer. He's looking at the relationship over years, having that customer. So they come in, they buy their, a bike for their kids, and then maybe they buy a bike for themselves, and then they have the midlife crisis bike, and the seniors, when they become seniors, they have another bike. So he's looking at that customer, and that one customer said, yeah, I bought 4 bikes from him. So that costs money. I just was shopping. I went to Canadian Tire, as I mentioned, and I looked at the price of bikes, and you're looking at $299 low end, $599 high end. So 4 bikes. There's that was what, $2,400. So not cheap, right? He trains his staff. They do handwritten thank you notes. They give free bike bottles, free T-shirts, right? They're reassuring customers that they're safe right now and open for business. If you go onto his website, it says, hey, we're safe and we're open for business. Locally in the GTA where I'm based in, Bay Blue Radio, which sells high-end home electronics, has been saying, hey, we're not open. Now they're open. but we're not open, but we're here for curbside service, right? And we still, we care about our customers, right? And there's your safety, and we still have great product and great service, and they have specials still, so they're reassuring the customers that everything's okay. They have a website. If you go onto Zane Cycles, that's easy to navigate with different links to different things. Very community focused, and the owner is also a sought after retail media expert. So he's done such a good job that he's always invited to speak and write regularly. Really amazing story. And this can be a benchmark for your company, your organization, and what you're doing to attract business, right? You can do it halfway or you can do it full out. Now, is it going to happen overnight? No, it's something that you grow into and you take one step at a time. What can we do to improve the experience? The Japanese call it kanai, constant and never ending improvement. So, in order to succeed in retail or online sales, it's really still about experience. So, for your business, what are 3 to 5 customer service actions you can begin to work on to improve your customer experience? If you're totally an online business, what can you do to enhance the customer experience for customers coming to your website for the first time? What would you like customers to say about your business? Do you have a company mission? Is your mission focused on the customer? Do you have policies and procedures that will see your business mission play out? Will you look at investing in your people by training them, offering them a bit more money, hiring for skills and character in the future as you grow? They say that a company that learns more earns more. Are you committed to your own learning? So these are really important things for you to do behind the scenes that are going to really position your company, your work, or your organization as a really success filled company, hands down. So these are little things that you can work on post program. Okay. So I've got about 10 to 11. You're doing really well. Let's take a little 5 minute stretchy break, get some water or coffee, Brianna. I know you wanted that. And we'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Is that cool? Everybody good? So 5 minutes. We'll see you back. I hope you're learning. Okay, coming back in 1 minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. So I've got, 5 to 11. So whether you're online, retail, or business to business, what I'm going to share with you now are the 7 key steps to selling, and it's a consultative approach to selling. So Adam, in your business, this would be really appropriate. So the first step is get prepared to sell. And I'm going to delve into this, so don't worry. So get prepared, right? Then we already talked about this. And Christy and Jules, you might be interested to know that the 7-step approach that I share today is that research is the second most important step you can take in the sales process. And I'll get to it again a little more in depth. And then prospecting is step number 3. And that's everything you do to connect to clients, to educate them, excite them, engage them. But the goal of prospecting is just to get a meeting. It's never to sell. It's really hard to sell in a first time interaction with somebody. It's really, you can't do it. If you do it, buy that Lotto Max tonight because it's 70 million and you're having a lucky day. It's really rare that on your first prospecting or first engagement with a customer that you're going to sell to them. But what you want to do is you want to get a meeting, right? And that's step 4 in the 7-step sales process. And that's, you want to book what I call a discovery session. It's not anything new. You book a discovery session, right? Where you sit down with the customer and you're going to ask, about their, you're going to ask about their needs, their challenges, their wants, their goals, their budgets, and more. And if you're a retail business, you can still do this. It's just you might not have the amount of time if you are more direct business to business, right? And then step 5 is if you agree in that discovery session, I call it in my business, I call it a coaching needs analysis because I do coaching. But you might call it a retail needs analysis, Peter and oh, I forgot your name. I don't have it on my screen, but you can call it a retail needs analysis. Adam, you might want to call it a training needs analysis, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. You're going to sit down with that client and you're going to discuss their goals, their budgets, their hopes, their wants, the urgency of what they want, right? The urgency of their challenge, and if they want it fixed or not. And if you agree that you can work with them, then you're going to book a presentation and you're going to suggest solutions to their challenges and needs and wants at a price point that's in line with their budget. And here's 2, you're going to ask for the business and you're going to maybe overcome objections and maybe negotiate as well. And then you're going to do the work. And if the customer likes your ideas, solutions, and proposals, you're going to, do the work. You're also really advised to check in for satisfaction. And if they're not happy or they're not fully satisfied, then you've got to address those issues immediately. You can be a hero if you actually listen to your customers and act on what they want, right? You'll be a hero and you'll have a customer for life. And then step 7 is to nurture relationships, right? You know, once they buy, it shouldn't be bye bye, right? It shouldn't be bye bye. So I'm going to get you back into those breakout rooms. Only maybe I'll do it a little longer. um, Group one again. You're going to just chat about what do you need to be prepared to sell. What? Eileen, if you can mute yourself there for just a sec until I get you into the breakout room.
Sorry.
That's okay. What do you need to do to be prepared to sell? And then what research do you need to do prior to selling? What do you want to research? If you can come up with a couple of ideas. Group two, hopefully you'll have some time to do a couple more errands, Adam. What are some ways to prospect that work for you? Can you think of 3 marketing and sales tactics you use to get you business, like what works for you? And also, why do you feel having time to fully understand the customer's wants, needs, goals, challenges, and budgets? Why is that important to you or to do and then to use it in your business? All right, so that's group two. You're taking on those two. And then group three, what makes a good sales presentation? What's helped you buy when somebody is presented to you? And also, why is ensuring customer satisfaction during the time you work together essential? And what are 3 benefits of staying in touch with the customer after the sale? All right, everybody good? So I'm going to get back into breakout rooms. Just going to add a little more time this time. And just looking at the options, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit more time. 5 minutes with the 60-second countdown timer. And group one, you know what you got to discuss in group two, and then group three. So here goes, and you'll get an invite. Just accept it, and just go to it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I just gotta just set it up. Okay, good. We're good to go.
Hi.
Hi, Brandy and Peter. I noticed you were alone. So what I wanted to jump in and be with you. So
Great.
what do you
We'll start video then.
Okay,
So,
cool.
there we go.
Hey,
Hi.
welcome to you both. So what do you need to do to be prepared to sell? Oh, there's Peter.
Yeah. Ah, there we go.
There he is. What do we need to do to be prepared to sell? Why don't you say that, Brant? Why don't you, since I talked too much in the last one?
Because I'm not ready.
What do you do? What you do?
I'm not quite sure because this it's a little unclear. I mean, and as not a salesperson, I'm the creative designer behind the brand. Prepared to sell, I would think that we would need something to sell.
Right.
You know, like a product or service or something, and that there's actually a market. So the research that there is a need or there's a problem to solve and what we're solving.
Yeah,
So,
that's critical.
yeah. So then when we reach out, let's say, and target our customer or who we think our customer is, we can actually start the communication and learn if we're going down the right path of solving the problem, or do we need to, you know, somehow change the, but I'm on the creative side. So I'm thinking about selling like whatever Peter can get me information to make the product better, to make it more customer appropriate. You know, how can I better serve the customer is always my thought. So I'm not quite sure how to answer that question.
I think you did really well.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think she did a great job.
Yeah, you actually hit on both points, you know, about research and,
Yeah, I think we did a great job.
Yeah.
That's funny.
How about Peter Malone? Are you okay to unmute? Anything you want to add to that as far as your business goes? What would you need to do to prepare to sell, and how can research help you in your sales process? Peter M.
Maybe he's having a connectivity problem.
Yeah, it could be.
He's off of mute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can
I know what whoa. I just lost did I lose my connection?
Oh, there's Peter.
There we go.
Okay, Peter, what would you do to get prepared to sell? Can you hear us?
Can't hear him.
You can't? No, we can't. Okay. I know what I do is personally I'm really mindful of who I call on. Like I always prepare like a hot list of clients that I want to go after.
Oh yeah.
And then I get clear as to my value proposition. What am I going to talk to them about? And keeping in mind I only have like maybe 10 seconds to kind of connect with them,
right,
and book that appointment. So I'm really mindful of that. And then research, yeah, like you just said, I want to know what they need, and if what I've got is of any interest. If it's not, then you'll save yourself a ton of money just by really getting clear as to what the customer actually wants.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like once we pitch like what we have, and if they say our challenges are different but similar in some way, like how can we then pivot our product to then maybe serve their specific customer with their specific challenges, maybe.
Yeah.
Because if they're having it, that means many other people are having it.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
I think it was also helpful for us because if you think about customer, think about someone who wants to invest in our company.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if we're thinking about it like as a B2B kind of situation, you know, of approaching investors and stuff, this is kind of the same same mindset as well. You know, maybe not changing who we are, but just doing our research and figuring out who we want to be in touch with.
Right.
And be in this.
Yeah, or who's going to help you along the path. And so the discussion points might be a little different. Like what matters to a retailer reselling your line is different from an investor, right?
Right. Yeah.
But you still have to engage them and show the benefit, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Peter, are you okay there, man? Thumbs up. He's out. Are you okay? Yeah. All right. Good. All right. I'm going to go back in the room. We got about 9 seconds. Good to connect with you both, and Peter Malone too. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. Just going to share my screen again, and done our second breakout room. So we had a good discussion, group one. Do you want to just share real quick, group one, what you came up with or what we all talked about? It was pretty good discussion. And the extra time helped.
You're gonna go.
No, I thought you were gonna go.
Brandy, do you want to go?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure how to answer it, but I did what I thought and I got it. So that's great. Yeah. So to prepare to sell, my first instinct is have a product or a service that at all, like have a product and a service, and then do the research behind the product and the service to make sure you're actually solving a problem out in the marketplace, so that it really is, even if it's not perfect right off the bat, that'll at least you can have a good starting point on this is my product, this is what I'm solving, and this is how it benefits you. And that's the good, and like you said, benefits sell. So that's,
yeah, we wrote that down.
Our first two things to getting prepared to sell.
Excellent. Good work. And Peter Malone gave us the thumbs up. So thank you, Peter. And yeah, so you hit both. One of the things you do to prepare is to get to know the customer, but that's also dovetails nicely into the research you need to do too. So great work, both Peter and Brandy, and Peter Malone for his
Mostly Brandy.
yeah, and Peter Malone for your moral support. Group 2, what are 3 ways to prospect that work? Can you think of 3 marketing sales tactics that you use to get business? And also, why do you feel having time to fully understand the customer's wants, needs, goals, challenges, budgets is important to do and to use in your business? This is group 2. I feel like the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk again.
I owe you money, Adam.
Yeah. We had, I was with Jules and Samantha. I think Samantha had a dog and possible children issues in the background there. But Jules is another one of those people who has cracked Instagram and has also had some success with Facebook advertising, which was really interesting to hear about.
Yeah.
Because I have heard the mantra that the only people who make money off Facebook ads is Facebook. So good to know that someone's having success with that. But definitely a lot of it was just talking about social media as being like the primary driver. One thing that we didn't get into, but I just jogging my memory, that I'm looking at I'm working with a company right now who's about to start a Google Ads campaign for us. And I haven't heard anything about that, good, bad, or otherwise. So if anyone has anything to share, I'd certainly be open to that. But we spoke about, I shared that LinkedIn has been good for me in terms of my business to business work and booking conferences and things like that. And Jules shared that Instagram has been a really good avenue for them.
Excellent. Good.
She has a secret weapon, though. She has a partner who's amazing at Instagram. So
okay.
Yeah.
Jules, you might have to lend that partner out for
Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. You have my voice back now, David. Somehow it's Peter Malone. Adam, I just as a comment, I don't know if this is, I'm sure everybody knows this, but we've been looking at digital marketing recently, and I'm actually quite impressed at the way Facebook and Instagram are now sort of integrated, and through the sort of the business platform within Facebook, you can get onto both platforms simultaneous, right? So one message to Facebook, actually you can push it out to Instagram as well. And I also hear that's going through to WhatsApp marketing now as well. But but I was very impressed with that. So you're kind of getting, your ads going into both of those streams now.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah. I love how our group is coming together in this short time. So this is great. Group 3, what makes a good sales presentation? And then, why is ensuring customer satisfaction during the time you work really important? And what's the benefit of staying in touch with your customer? And
I don't want to talk over anybody.
That's okay.
For the first question, I honestly feel that when I am presented something, I want to be spoken to like I'm a human and not a potential sale. So having the personality kind of come through as opposed to statistics and completely overwhelming you with information, that's what works for me.
Yeah. And a good presentation reflects back what you learned in the meeting, in the discovery session. Client, you said this was important to you, so here's what we're going to do to help you, right? You said this was your budget. Not only are we within your budget, but we're actually a bit below. Like little things like that to show that you've listened and to reinforce the value of what you're going to bring to the customer so they feel confident. It's like Zane Cycles. We have a, no questions asked, money back guarantee. The customer feels confident in making that purchase, right?
Absolutely. You're building a relationship, and trust is important.
Exactly. And what's the benefit of staying in touch with the customer? What did you come up with there?
I can only speak from personal experience,
That's okay.
and it just means they keep coming back. If you provide excellent customer service, once again, it goes to the whole trust relationship aspect. They know that they can count on you.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Christy.
No problem.
If you want to take over, I'll
No, you
you're
go
really
ahead.
good. Okay, thanks. Darn. All right. So this is what you need to know. The 7 steps that we just shared, the 7-step sales process: get prepared, research, prospect, book that discovery meeting, whatever it is for you. Then a presentation. Then you're going to have to ask for the business, maybe overcome objections and negotiate. And then do the work and check in. Are you happy? Right? And nurture the relationship. This process, this can work for retail, it can work for service, and it can work for B2B if you're making a product. So why does it work? Because it's a consultative sales approach. You are appearing differently than a lot of your competitors. And in a consultative sales approach, it's really about building trust and having a learning mindset to get to know the customer, to establish the needs, the urgencies they might have, the budgets, the timing that they might make a purchase in. Before investing a lot of your time, money, and resources into your business, you're looking before you leap. That's how the research can help you, right? Because the research, helps you make, um, understand the customer first, and that's really critical, because then you can kind of serve them in a way that suits them personally, right? It solves their problems and their needs and their issues. I have a little link for you that if you do need research help, you can post your business project on a website called Ripen, Riipen, and you can access the help of university students across Canada looking for real life experiences. And that's the website. It's riipen.com. And they'll help you do some of this marketing research or some of the legwork. And they'll promote your project. You have to fill in this, sort of an analysis on Ripen first, and then you'll get students coming to you wanting to maybe assist you and help you, right? So that's just a little bit of some research help if you're not a big fan of research. You also, using the consultative sales approach, positions your business and yourself as a business owner that really cares about people, that provides ideas, solutions, and you want to solve real problems for your customers. And if you can get that across, not only in your sales conversations, but in your marketing, your advertising, and social media activity, you're gonna get some results. You're gonna get people wanting to connect with you. And so you want to showcase positive results and outcomes with your current clients and what you have to offer to prospective clients. So if you're posting on social media, make sure you're touting the great work you do. Don't be shy about it. Don't be shy, Samantha, about, hey, this is what I've done to overcome. I noticed you actually posted pictures of yourself on your birthday about what how you've transformed your life. So that's beautiful, but do that on a regular basis, right? Because when you can showcase your gold, your worth, your value, you're going to have customers like the scene in Harry Met Sally. I'll have what she's having, right? I love that line. Um, Classic line. So that's the restaurant scene when they're in the deli, and I won't get into it. And the woman that says, I'll have what she's having, by the way, is the director was Rob Reiner, who was married, or whose dad was the late Carl Reiner. That's Rob Reiner's mom that says, I'll have what she's having. There, a little trivia question for you. Um, offer to test drive. Offer your customers a test drive. Give them a free sample, so they can experience you first. Give them a taste. Hey, we will do a free half-hour workshop, maybe, Adam, and so people can experience you, and then get a sample of what you want, right? Or maybe you have an ebook on mental health and the benefits of addressing that in an organization. So get your customers or prospects to sample the goods, right? So consultative selling equals less selling stress. The late Dr. Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits for Highly Effective People, love this man. I mentioned I did a radio show in Durham region, which is east of Toronto for those in the States, just east. And I did this show for 7 years. And in my 4th year, it was my 5th year, I got to interview him. And I got to tell you, it took me 2 years to get the interview. But when I got it, I was just like, ooh, over the moon. So he says in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, seek to understand before being understood. And that's the key to the consultative approach. Whether you're in retail, you're online, you're business to business, take a moment to connect with your customer and find out what's going on in their world and what matters to them. Because this approach helps you prioritize the relationship and open dialogue to identify and provide ideas and solutions to your customers is the most important thing. So it's really the consultative sales approach is hyper-focused on the customer rather than the product or the transaction. So it's going to help ease that stress. Hey, I'm really here to get clear as to what my client wants. If we find a match, if we provide enough value at a price they want and they appreciate what we have, then we got the sale. So you're not focused on making the sale, you're focused on understanding the customer, building that relationship, building that trust, offering something that matters to them. So relationship, building trust, serving the customer with integrity is more important than any transaction or deal. And it's about long-term or ongoing deals and being of service to the clients you work with. It's also knowing that your customer counts on you to come through when it counts, because the truth be known, your clients need you as much as you need them. So think long term. It's not about the sale for the sales sake. It's about long term. It's what Zane Cycle said. He said it's the CLV. It's the customer lifetime value. What's that customer worth to you? Yeah, we want to make the deal now, but if you have multiple deals, that customer could be worth thousands, right? Any questions? We doing okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? You can write in the chat too. I'll check the chat. I love this quote. It's by Hugh Culver. It says, want to make more money? Solve a bigger problem. It's true. So just a mini review. The 7-step process: prepare, research, market, prospect, get that meeting, present, do the work, and follow up. Just a little bit of a review. Now we're going to dive a little deeper. So we talked about getting prepared as the first step, and we've already talked about it in our groups. So in this day and age of massive change, stress, shifting business models, uncertainty, to be prepared also means you must be in a good emotional state. You have to be confident, upbeat, and clear thinking in order to express yourself, your ideas, and ask good questions. If you're not emotionally in a good state, don't even bother to reach out to a customer. Get yourself, well emotionally, and lose the stress, and change your psychology. You'll change your physiology, and change your physiology you'll change your psychology. Get yourself mentally ready. Manage the disappointment, the longer sales cycles, the customer not being confident to commit. Deal with rejection. Even go so far as turn off the news on TV. Don't buy into the fear. Focus on your own path. Focus on you being a person that helps other people and shares ideas and solutions and possibilities. And physically get ready. Make sure you're energized and enthusiastic. A daily practice of exercise, visualization, meditation, learning, reading is all super vital to your success. There's a great book I recommend. Write it down. It's called The Miracle Morning. And Adam, you're already on Miracle Equation, but Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And you practice this, I guarantee you'll have a very powerful day. And Hal Elrod, it's Elrod, and he's just come up with a brand new book called The Miracle Equation. So this is what goes into being prepared. You got to prepare yourself, right? In terms of research, you got to know your business as best as possible and how you get results for your clients. You've got to know the value that you bring to the table, right? And then get to know your clients, understand where they're at and what matters to them and what they're losing sleep over at night. And can you match or offer a service or a product that's going to help them feel good or get results? Really important. And you also have to know the market. You got to know what's going on in the marketplace. What are the social trends or the business changes that are happening, right? And be able to kind of fit or find your fit. And then you got to know what impact do you have on your customers? What do you do? What do they get when they buy you, right? Do you grow more hair on the head? Do you help other women feel confident and healthy? Do you have beautiful clothing to make plus size women feel, really, really good about themselves, right? What is it you do? There's a yoga teacher here in the Toronto area, Brandy and Peter, and she is a plus size woman. And years ago, she took a yoga class at a regular yoga studio, and she came out of it feeling that she was judged. She was maybe the largest woman in the class, and she felt very uncomfortable, not accepted for her body type. And so she went back and she thought about this experience and how horrible it was. And she thought, there's got to be a way. And then she thought, what if there was a yoga class for plus size women? And so she started to research and talk to some of her friends who were also plus size and asked them, has this ever happened to you? And they said, yeah, it has actually. And this is why we don't do yoga. And she then asked, well, if I did yoga for, plus size women, would you come? Right? So she's done the research. She had an experience. And now she's finding out, is there a market for this? Right. And so they all said yes. And so she went on to study. She loved teaching yoga too. She's a really good teacher. She went on to study restorative yoga. And restorative yoga, the postures are all done on the ground. So it's less taxing on the joints and muscles, especially if you're carrying a little extra weight. And so she then trademarked the idea and she called it Yoga for Round Bodies. You can look it up online. And she opened up her yoga studio. This is years ago. And now she's licensing. So not only does she teach yoga, but she's got such a very unique niche of yoga for round bodies that the media goes to her and talks to her about issues that plus size women have, because she sees the challenges that plus size women have in life, right? Whether it's getting jobs, whether it's self-esteem, whether it's exercise. And so now she gets all these interviews and exposure, and then it translates into more sales, more customers. So she's now licensing yoga for round bodies to other yoga practitioners throughout North America so they can offer it to their customers. So that's a niche. And that's a niche that was born out of experience, research, understanding the market, and acting on it. And that's kind of what we need to do, right? And that's how research can help play out, right? So you got to know your worth. You got to know what you do. So she's providing plus size women with a warm, safe, loving environment for them to do yoga. That's her mission, right? Isn't that beautiful? I love that story. So also really get clear as to what do you bring to the customer? What are the benefits? Any questions, comments? You can write in the chat. I'll take them. I do look at that. Step 2 in the process, prospecting. This is an important part of what you do. If it's done right, it creates a pipeline of potential customers. It helps you position yourself as a trusted advisor, and that's kind of what we want to do, right? The consultative approach. We understand, we take time to understand our customers, but prospecting these days, not only, well, one of the things I was talking with a colleague of mine last week. He said, I'm using the phone more. And I hope you can see that's my phone. And I use the phone a lot. Most of my sales come from prospecting with a phone call. Brianna, who at the Small Business Center, and Luke, how did I come to them? It was a phone call. Did a deal happen right away? No way, it didn't. It took over a year. But we nurtured the relationship, and now we're working together again. So it's really cool to get good on the phone, right? But other prospecting ways, if you're a little phone shy, and some of us are, practice it, but get used to it, because I do a little bit of calls every day. But you can share your ideas on social media, post your success stories, post pictures of your new line if it's clothing. Maybe you can host your own podcast on your subject matter for a half hour. Maybe you get a YouTube channel and you do, little videos, 5-minute videos. I have a Facebook group page called the Peace, Passion, Prosperity Project, and I have people that are contributing little 3 to 5 minute educational videos every day, different topics. So one day it's meditation, the next day it's Wellness Wednesdays, different topics. And now they can use those videos, these little 3 to 5 minute videos, and showcase it on YouTube, right? And that showcasing their work and what they do, and then you build a relationship and a trust for that person, and then you might go so far as to want to reach out and work with them. Networking, you can still network. If it's not in person yet, then there's a lot of online networking going on. Direct mail, I love direct mail, sending something in the mail to somebody. It cuts through all the clutter of online. Collaborating, joint venturing, teaming up with somebody, right? That's a good fit for you to work with, and they can bring their clients to you and you bring theirs. So a really good case in point would be a lawyer and an accountant teaming up and joint venturing. They both have different markets, but both their markets need the other service. So if you're in seeing a lawyer and you go, who do I call on for taxes? Well, my buddy next door is the accountant. He'll do your taxes. So you see, collaborating, joint venturing, it can work. Also, as I said, pick up the phone and use it strategically. The goal of prospecting isn't to get the sale, it's to get a meeting. So you can get a meeting in person, great. If not, a Zoom meeting. And again, the meeting, you're going to discuss their goals, challenges, budgets, and also you're going to see if you're a fit, right? So that's what the discovery meeting is all about. That's step 4. We're diving a little deeper into this. So the discovery meeting is typically the first meeting between you and the client, or the client and the vendor. And you want to sort of have objectives for the meeting first. And really what you want to identify is this client a good fit for you, and vice versa, right? And if it is, then you can move forward on working on the project. So you want to, with prospecting, it's not to sell, but to get the meeting and just really get more familiar with what the client wants and needs. And then if you feel you can work together, then you can actually do the work, right? Ask them for the sale, or book that presentation where you will ask them for the sale. I got some homework for you. I want you to email to me. You'll see my email after. One of the critical parts of a discovery meeting is to ask good questions. So here's the homework. I want you to come up with 10 good questions you would ask customers, and then have them ready to print off when it's time for you to meet a customer. So I want you to come up with 10 really good questions you'd ask a customer when you meet them for the first time. Okay? And then I want you to email to me, and I'll give you my little 2 cents. All right? So there's some homework for you. So the discovery meeting is to find out whether or not you can work. And if you can, then you book your step 5, which is your presentation. And this is so easy to do. You just rinse, lather, and repeat. Once you've done this, then on to the next customer, and you keep cycling through these 7 steps. So in your presentation, you're going to review your meeting notes, And then you're going to develop an action plan about what you do, and then you're going to present it to the client. And you're going to share that, hey, we heard you. We understand your concerns, your worries, your budgets. And here's some ideas and solutions that you're going to offer the client to help them get from here to here, right? And then you're going to ask for the business. You may have to overcome objections and negotiate, because maybe something still doesn't feel right for the customer to be able to say, yeah, here's $1 million. So you might have to sort of negotiate and overcome objections. And once you overcome the objection, ask again, is there anything else holding you back for moving forward? If not, when would you like us to start? So you're going to ask for the sale. We're almost done. I object. So in the sales presentation, you will get some objections or pushback. Don't get worried about that. It's a good thing. All an objection is it's your client is stating a need they didn't know existed. They're stating a need they didn't know existed. So here's a really cool way to overcome any objection. You can try it out with your kids at home or your spouse, and it's simply wear your hats. Hear it out. That's the H. Hear it out. Just hear it. Accept it. Okay. Price is an issue. Thank them. That's the HAT. Hey, thanks for sharing that price is an issue. And then ask the customer to solve that problem. What would you like to see around price for us to do business? And so what's going to happen is your customer is going to say, well, we need it at 10% off. Okay, got it, right? And then the next phase after this is negotiating. So if you know what the customer needs or wants, rather than you guessing, you'll be in a better position to negotiate if you know what the customer wants. So if they say, hey, we need it for 10% off, then you can ask, well, if we could do it for 10% off, this is negotiation, would you be willing to cut a check on invoice? Yeah, we would, right? Or I can't do it for 10% off, but I could do it for 5% and free shipping. Would that work? Right? So you're trading, you're offering, you're back and forth, you're negotiating. But you can't negotiate if you're in a vacuum and you don't know what the customer wants. So don't assume that you've got the answer to their problem or their objection when you hear an objection. Often a lot of salespeople or business people freak out when they hear an objection, and the key is not to freak out and don't offer anything. Just hear it, accept, thank, and ask them, what do you need? What would you like? In some cases, what they want is like, it's so ridiculous you can't do the deal, which is fine. Because sometimes the best deal you have or get is the deal you refuse. Okay, so don't feel bad. There's lots of business out there. Any questions on the 7-step sales process so far? Hope you're all learning. Can you just say yes in the chat that you're learning? I hope. Step 6.
Brandy and I are learning.
All right, good. Thanks, Peter. And then I'm seeing some in the chat. Yay. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Christy. Good. All right. So step 6, we're almost done. Do the work. Right? Now you've negotiated, you've overcome objections, you asked for the sale. Do the work, and ensure the client's really happy with the results. Customer feedback is probably the most important thing for your business, because it's going to help you improve. It's going to help you improve your product, your service. It's going to help you improve the relationship you have with the customer. Listening to your customers and applying those insights that they've shared with you is the best way to move your business forward and to keep customers long term. So listen, get the feedback. Where do we need to improve? We often we're governed by shame of disappointing someone. And yes, there's shame to it, but if you respond like a hero and say, hey, we got you, We want to make, we want to make you happy. What would it take? And then act on it, right? And then just say and thank the customer for pointing it out, because they took the time to point it out. And when they do that, that also means you matter to them as much as they matter to you. So really important. Do the work, do good work, but check in. How are we doing? You happy? Yeah, good. So the step 7 in the 7-step sales process is nurture the relationship. Nurture the relationship. Stay in touch. After they buy, don't let it be buy, right? Stay in touch. And I'm going to share an example of a tire store. So Adam, I know that you're in the east part of the GTA. When I worked in Durham region, I was teaching, and I worked with a training program then called the Ontario Self-Employment Benefit Program. And this was a government training program that taught people how to launch their own business if they had been collecting unemployment insurance, and instead of going back to work, they wanted to start their own business. So they got training and coaching and mentorship and income support for the first 48 weeks in business. So one day I was going in to teach. It was a full day marketing course. And I thought, I need new tires. And there was a tire store down the street from where I was teaching. And I thought, oh, I'll go in early. I'll take my car in. And I said, here's my car. I need new tires. And they said, well, what would you like? I said, well, my budget's about this. What do you have? And they said, oh, we have a pretty good tire. That's $85 each. And, and they're really good. And I think you'd be really happy with them. And I said, okay, I'll leave the car here and I'll come back at the end of the day. And I said, I'm just teaching down the street. Here's my number if you need me. But I'll see you at the end of the day. I'll come back and I'll pay. So I went back to the store and the car was ready and tires were on. They looked really nice. And I went in and I gave them my debit card and I paid, right? And they said, here are the keys. Have a, thank you, right? But they made a really big mistake. Any guesses as to what they did not do? What didn't they do?
Did they not ask you to come back?
Yeah, Peter, bang on. They didn't ask for my information. So they could have said, we haven't seen you in here before. Would it be okay if we got your information so we can stay in touch with you down the road, that you could come back? Because now you have new tires, but it's really important for you to come in, every year for a balancing, a rotation, an alignment, so you're safe. We value your business, but we want you to be safe too. So those 3 things cost a good $250 every year. So imagine the life of the tires was 3 years. There's $750 they just let walk out the door by not asking for my information and not saying, we want you to be safe. We care about you. Come back. We'll tell you, we'll arrange an appointment for you so you can come at your convenience and we'll do all the work. Not only that, customer, when it's time for your new tires, we'll let you know ahead of time if there's any specials or deals or sales, right? So their new tires, what did I just say, $85? So there's an extra $400. So they let $1,200 just walk out the door, right? Thinking their service was good enough that I was going to come back there. They were no different than any other place I would go to for tires. So Peter, you hit the nail on the head, man. Thank you. Stay in touch with people, right? Do it in a way that's works for them. Do it in a way that works for them. We're almost done. We might even be done a little bit early. So future blueprints. Here are some business trends to keep in mind. First of all, begin to welcome online digital and move into it slowly. Do your research on it first to make sure you're buying or you're using the best methodology for you. So I really like what Jules said, that she's using Instagram strategically and it's getting results. So you want to find out, hey, how are you using it? And how are you getting results? What do I have to do in my business to get the same, right? Welcome these new ways of connection. Welcome the idea of a niche and segmenting your market. Maybe work with a niche like Tina Veer at her company's called Health Salon Health Yoga, and her niche are plus size women, right? It's the yoga for round bodies. You know, use the old values that we have, the connection, the service, the building relationship, the solving problems, providing value. Use that, but have it integrate with the new, right? And if you could do that, you'll do really well. Just because it's online doesn't mean you can't be really, offer really good service and a good experience. Get to know people in your neighborhood. Who are the people in your neighborhood that you could sell to, team up with, or utilize their services? Remember the importance of service. Remember the importance of offering a good customer experience. Don't make it hard for me to buy from you online. Make do the little things. There's a vitamin company that you can buy your vitamins online, and they send you a little handwritten thank you note, right, with each purchase. Or maybe you pop in a little $5 or 5% off your next order card, right? Think of the experience. What's the experience you want your customers to have when they work with you? And remember the quality. Quality is really important. Make it easier for returns. If you're doing business online, you're selling a product, make it easy for them to return, right? And relationship building is critical. Keep those relationships long term. Any comments? The last thing I want to share with you, and this was in our discussion for today, is not only is important to use and integrate that 7-step sales process, right, which we had here. There it is. Not only is it important to use this, you can use this in person and online, but it's also really important to integrate the EQSP approach to selling. And EQSP is empathy. And right now, there's a big trend happening in terms of using empathy to connect with your customers. Because after the 15 months we've all gone through, people are still uncertain. They're still hurting. I know in our area, they're just opening back up after being on lockdown and a lot of businesses closed for several months. So you have to have empathy. You have to, get clear as to where your customers are at, and really seek to understand them before being understood, right? As Stephen Covey said. And also have empathy for yourself, because with these changing sales cycles, with this shift from more brick and mortar to online, it takes time to get up to speed. So be patient with yourself too. And because the buying cycles have changed and things take longer to maybe happen, again, have empathy for yourself, right? You're doing the best. Sometimes the results don't always match up. The other really important aspect of the EQSP approach is questions. In sales, one of the most important things you could do is to ask really good questions. And you do so throughout the sales process, but there's two places for sure you have to ask good questions. One is when you make a prospecting call to a customer. So whether it's on the phone or you're prospecting and you're having a conversation online, you need to ask good questions. You need to qualify that potential buyer to see if they're real about wanting to work with you. The second place you ask good questions, remember that's your homework, 10 good questions, is when you meet with the customer for the first time and you do your discovery session. So those are the two really critical pieces. So if you're prospecting on the phone and the customer says no, you're going to ask permission to ask a few questions. Is it no right now? Is it no forever? Are you using somebody? Are you open to somebody new? How happy are you? What would get you to switch? When would you think of making a purchase? Would it be okay to stay in touch with you? You know, how would you like us to stay in touch with you? These are questions you'd ask if the prospect said no, and you were using the phone as your marketing method. Online, it's similar. You'd ask similar questions, and then if you got the appointment, then you're going to ask a totally different set of questions, right? So you really need to understand the importance of asking questions, because the more you know, the better you can serve the customer, right? And then that's the S in EQSP. By asking questions, by understanding the customer, you can solve their problem, right? So it's being positioning yourself as a solution provider. Hey, I have an idea for you. Are you open? I have a concept for you. Would you like that's going to help you grow your business? Would you like to hear? I'm always reminded of I worked with a real estate, sorry, not real estate, a home stager a number of years ago. This is in the real estate recession, that 2008, and she came in for a coaching session with me, and she was almost in tears, going, "Oh my God, the business is dried up. I'm not getting anything. Real estate agents don't want to talk to me. I don't know what to do." Right? And I went, "Okay." Her name was Deborah. I said, "Deborah, let's just breathe. Deep breath, lose the stress, and let's see what's going on in your industry." So we went on to Google News. This is a really good, and I'll share the site with you in a second. We went on to Google News and we typed in home staging. And we found a study. This is like a report. So it wasn't a study, it was a report in a real estate newspaper out of Florida, of all places, because Florida got hard hit by that real estate recession. And the report said homes that were staged were getting 9% more in the resale value of the house, and they were selling faster. And then I said, that's all you need to say, right? So when you talk or call a real estate agent, just use that. You don't even have to write anything new. So she started to integrate that into her prospecting and even into her networking too. So she would call a real estate agent and say, "Hey, Joe, it's Deborah from XYZ Home Staging." And studies show, even in these crazy real estate times we're in, that homes that are staged are getting 9% more and they're selling a lot faster. If that's a result you'd like for yourself, never mind yourself, also for your clients, I can help you get that result and make you look like a hero and homes look beautiful. Would you be open to meet next Tuesday at 2? That's all she had to say. And so they said, "Well, yeah, okay, next Tuesday at 2 works. Come on in, whatever." So they had a meeting. She got to showcase her work. She asked good questions and she started to get business. Why? Because in her messaging, she was showing how she solved problems. She was showing how she got results. 9% more in the resale value of the house, selling a lot faster, right? What real estate agent wouldn't want that? It's like none, right? And then the P in the EQSP approach, have patience, be passionate about what you're doing, but just be patient with the process, because the market's still a little bit right, and so you just got to be a little bit patient with people and monitor that. So really, this is the EQSP approach, along with the 7 steps, and I guarantee you're going to have a lot of sales success. So I've emailed Brittany, or you can email me. I'll send you this. I won't send you the PowerPoint because it's too large a file to send, but I have it in a PDF format. And these are some really good sales resources for you. So I mentioned Google News. If you want to do really good research, type in your industry and into Google News, and Google News is going to pop up stories about your industry. And those stories are going to help you realize the value and the success of what you do and how it helps people. Or you could Google News check your customer's industry. So let's say you're Google Newsing the automotive industry and you see a really big problem that they're having, and then your business has a solution for it. Then when you call an automotive company and you say, hey, I'm really noticing, in my research that automotive company is going through this. If this is true for you, this is what I do to help you. Would you be open to meeting next Thursday at 2? Right? That's all you have to say when you make a prospecting call, by the way. So Google News, Google News your industry, and Google News your client's industry. Another place to get really good topical market information 5 days a week in your email is a website called smartbrief.com. And they have various topics that you can subscribe to, and they'll send you the best of the best articles about your topic of choice in your email box. So that's it's like cookie cutter. It's done. If you're looking to ask really good questions of your prospects and customers during the discovery session, here's a really good article for you. So it's Community Wix, it's partners post key questions to ask during a discovery session. You can Google that. Really good website to help you learn sales a little bit better. They have all kinds of little instructional videos. It's sellingpower.com/videos. And it's actually a magazine. I think they've now morphed to an online magazine, and that's the website, sellingpower.com. And they have articles. Sometimes they offer free webinars. They have the access to the instructional videos on every aspect of the sales process. It's all there. So these are really good resources for you to take with you. Okay. Yeah, now we're done. Any questions? We have a few minutes left. Any questions, comments, things you're struggling with still? Going once, twice.
I just take off the recording there just so if someone wants to unmute themselves and
Yeah.
chat, they can.
Yeah, I'll do that. And we're stopping recording.